It is a pleasure having you on the interview, Della. So, first of all, can you tell us about yourself? How long have you been DJing and what kind of music do you play?
So I've been DJing now since I was pretty much just out of high school. So I'm 33 now, and I've been DJing for, well, it would be going on nearly 12 years now. So, I was always just obsessed with music in school. My dad was into music. He was in bands throughout his whole life, and I still remember him sort of giving me this old scene magazine that just showed all the gigs in Brisbane. And he's like, this is where everyone's playing. I remember just like looking at the lineup and just looking at locals and just being like looking up to these guys. And then, sort of music I love has always just been anything electronic, anything house, anything with energy, everything from house to tech house to progressive to everything in between. I just good music's good music. And, I just love every second of it, and I think that's why I've sort of done so well. I won't say done so well, but I've gone as far as I've gone is because I'm just a dude that gets up there and just looks like he's having a fucking ball. So,
You definitely are. You definitely are. I mean, I remember meeting you, maybe 10 years ago at Barsoma.
Yeah.
Were you getting many gigs back then?
Yeah, well, my first sort of introduction into DJing was I think I half lied to get a gig at the Fox Hotel. I told them I'd been doing like weddings and all that sort of stuff, and I just really just wanted to play. I'd already done like 100 house parties, and I was like, how do I get into the scene? And I'd sort of just I'd sort of met as many people as I could. And it was, it's obviously really hard. You just got to just explore every avenue. So I got really, really, really lucky. And she asked me on a night that I had to fill in, and can you fill in? I said, yeah, I've done heaps of weddings, and that was my experience. And I just pretty much played that sort of music. And then for maybe 3 years, I sort of just played house and deep house, but with a commercial vibe, because I just wanted to get gigs. And Barsoma, where I met you, was like the first time I went for a venue that was sort of pushing a sound, and it was sort of more like the venue sound and all about the night and what you guys were trying to educate people. That was my first sort of introduction to it. So I learned a lot about that. That was like my first sort of introduction to guys that were sort of playing a sound that they loved, and I wouldn't say weren't willing to compromise, but they were definitely all about educating.
Yeah.
So, that's where I first met you guys. You and I think it was Rascal, maybe?
Yeah, Rascal as well. It was just us three. We did those few nights at Barsoma.
Few nights, and I was like, yeah, this is, wow. Like, I remember it was the Beck's Berlin sessions where we're sort of being pushed through that place at that time. And I was like, so I was sort of in between doing, this underground sort of sound that a lot of the boys are pushing, and then also trying to get gigs and build my sort of, build my name by playing more commercial stuff so people got to know me. So I sort of did a bit of both worlds.
Nice. You definitely rode that line very well. And what made you actually decide to learn to DJ in the first place?
I remember walking into the family, and it was like Ministry of Sound night, and I was just with a few boys, and I'd just been really starting to get, I'd been into electronic music, but I hadn't ever stood in a main room and saw all the lighting production. Everyone's sort of, there for one reason, because they wanted to see these DJs and they wanted to see the sound. And I remember just standing there and just going, wow, this is amazing. I was just hooked, and I just pretty much spent every weekend. I'd go out 3 nights a week, and I'd just stand there on the railing. This is from still a teenager, just like staring just at the booth, just going, what are you doing? How do I learn? And I remember it was just internet, YouTube. I reckon I watched every available YouTube clip there was over 100 times. Got my first decks on a loan and just sat in my room and just went, I have to learn how to do this. I just love it. And it was crazy because all my friends liked music, but most of my friends were all footy players. So a lot of my mates were like, what are you doing? Sitting in your room learning how to DJ. I thought it was whack. But to me, it was just like, I don't know, I just didn't want to do anything else. And I was just I was just flat out obsessed. That's all it was. I didn't really care about anything else. I just wanted to learn how to mix music, and it's just like however I had to learn. I just harass people, ring people, YouTube. I can go into clubs. I'd go out with no money though. Who cares? I'm not drinking. I'm just going to go watch the guys in the booth. Yeah, man, just obsessed. I just loved it. I had to learn it.
Yeah.
That's what it takes.
And how long did it take you to go from when you first decided that you wanted to learn until you were confident enough to get your first gig, like through watching YouTube and all that sort of stuff?
You can learn pretty quickly if you want to put the hours and put the time in. I mean, my decks weren't that good, but I was doing 8 hours a day in my room by myself. So I learned maybe 3 months I could beat match and well, but then there's a whole other level of that. It's like, you could be able to play different sorts of music. And so I'd say 12 months before I was like, yeah, I'm ready to show people what I'm doing. But that's the set. So it depends. I didn't have teaching. I didn't have people teaching me. Mine was I didn't have DJ friends. Most of the DJs I knew were too cool to talk to me. So it was literally, all my friends were footy players that just thought I was weird. So mine was just whatever was on the internet and just obsession. I had it hooked into my TV. I used to play it out of my TV speakers on my bed. And this is like, I just look back at it and just think, like, you were just like proper obsessed. But hey, it happened. And then once you get that first gig and you start getting that experience, it's just a roll on, like you've got to be hands on. You just got to do it. And one day you look up and you're like, holy shit, I'm doing well. Yeah,
that is such good advice. I can see how you've definitely like hustled it from the very beginning just to make it happen.
Yeah.
You can see how much motivation and focus you have, and look where you are now.
Yeah, definitely, man. Just love it. You just got to love it. If you don't love it, well, maybe it's not for you because it's going to be a long lot of hours. But if you love it, you'll enjoy every second of it.
Yeah. I was much the same as you, actually. I learned when I was still at university. So I just had the little decks in the room, a little controller, actually. And I mean, I wasn't doing a great deal of uni at the time, so it was just mixing all day. And it's such a fun time, right? Because there's so much to explore and discover.
Yeah, right? Exactly.
Yeah, so you played some pretty amazing gigs over the years. Do you have a favourite?
Oof. I've been pretty sort of fortunate, like in terms of I've been able to support some of my idols, and every single time that you get to warm up for someone that you idolise and then hand it over to them, and it's always a special moment. So I mean, warming up for Eric Murillo and Roger Sanchez and Paul Van Dyke are like the three ones where I was like, I don't even think I barely remember it, just because I remember it, but I just don't. I almost didn't take it in. I was just it's just one of those moments where I think I've like learned to do that now. I'm like, don't be so nervous and don't put so much pressure on it. Like, just enjoy it, because once it's gone, it's gone. Mm-hmm. I'd say those three are my artists that I love to warm up. In terms of shows, I mean, when I first played at River Stage, I played to like 5,000 uni kids, and it was just like a toga party, and that was like my first big main stage. And then, again, like it's all just sort of stepping stones. Like, it looks scary. Like, how would you ever do something like that? But when you're up there and you're doing it, it's just like anything else, and you just got to take it in and just enjoy it, and, just hope there's more opportunities to come. So, yeah.
Can I ask you, what are the most important steps that you've taken that's actually allowed you to turn music into like a weekend career for yourself? So apart from, so we've already covered like the basics of the technical knowledge, but what came after that?
You only learn by doing. So just get out there and play anywhere. And I'd say the next sort of step, like once you're sort of confident in playing in front of people, I'd say organisation is the key because it doesn't matter how good of a DJ you are if you don't have the right music to play to people. And just have all your shit organised. Use record box. Have categories. Know where to find your music. Make life easy for yourself, not harder. So just put the time in. Search for the music. Search for as much different music as you can. Categorize it all, and then just be ready to play. If someone says, "Hey, I need you at 11 I need you at 3. I need you at this venue, that venue. You're like, yeah, I got you. I'm ready to rock, and I'm going to nail it. And like that's how you learn. Because I learned more from. I mean, people see me play at the Met, and they'll go, oh yeah, like that was a cool set. But what they didn't realize is, for years I'd play at the Victory Hotel up in the main room, which is like the most loudest, crazy, whatever, and I'd play from 9 to 5, so 9 p.m. by myself to 5 a.m. every Friday for only 2 years. And what I learned was that's a lot of music, that's a lot of mixing time, playing to a revolving door of diverse audiences, you know. And like people are like, oh, how do you do that? Like, or whatever. And it's just like, well, what it taught me, you know what I mean?
Yeah, very true. And what about networking? Like, how does that integrate with actually getting like a constant stream of gigs?
Like, I've never been someone who had a big network or was big at promotions or whatever, but what I did do was I was present. I'd rock up like 3-4 hours before a gig that I was booked for, and I'd hang out with people, you know what I mean? I'd meet other people through that, and or, you know, if you're a shy person, that's cool. There's other ways around it, you know what I mean? Like, you've just got to be present. You got to be out there, and you've got to meet people. You can't expect people to just go knock on your door and go, hey man, do you want a gig? Like, you know, you've got to be present. I mean, like, just from saying hello to someone might be an opportunity, and all you need to do is one good set, and then there'll be 2 gigs that'll come from that good set. And then, you know, it's about being present, being a good guy, not being too good for anyone or for any venue, and seriously just appreciating every second of it. Because look, man, I know managers that have given me opportunities everywhere, and it's because they liked me as a guy. They probably wouldn't even know what fucking song I played, but they know I'm not a dick and they're going to book me again. So, like, just, yeah, that's as simple as that, I reckon.
Yeah, that is awesome advice. It really is like that, even a lot more than other industries I find with DJing, right, is you can have all the skills in the world, but if you don't have the network and the relationships, you don't get the gigs anyway.
Exactly. And like, I mean, you got to be present. Hey, how are you? How you doing? Come in a couple of hours before a gig. Watch some of the other residents. Like, I see some of the guys that I've met that I've always put good words in for. You know, they've rocked up to gigs and they weren't even playing. They were there taking photos of me playing or videos of me playing, and, you know, or the other boys, because they wanted to be a part of it, you know.
Yeah.
You know, little things. I mean, that goes a long way, rather than sending a message going, hey man, I'm awesome, can you give me a gig? It's like, well, you're the guy that, you know, has been hanging out or just said hello to me the other day. Yeah, cool, man, send me a mix. Like, you got to be active.
Yeah. Very true. And what's your absolute favourite part, Della, of being a DJ?
Oh, wow. I genuinely think there is nothing better than when you stumble across a banger, and then you know that in 2 days, 3 days, 4 days, that you're just going to wait for that perfect opportunity to share it with people, and then you just get to see how people react. And it's just like, I'm addicted to it. It's the best. Like, that should be as simple as that. You wanting to music you like, you know how happy it makes you, and you're just trying to share it with other people. And I can't get enough of it.
Yeah, it's an addictive feeling, isn't it? Just to create that experience for people, and you just see them so happy.
Yeah, you're like, yeah, I get it. Yeah, man. Yeah, don't.
And how important as well is it to build your brand as a DJ?
It's so important. I mean, in terms of, like, I mean, people knowing who you are, and I mean, like, in terms of like a brand, you got to remember a lot of the people. Sorry.
Yep, you're right.
A lot of the people that are looking at you, they don't know you personally, and they're only seeing what you're putting online. So, I mean, less is more, and just make sure that the content that you do have there is a good representation of yourself. And I mean, if you have a vision for yourself and you want people to see it that way, that's the beauty of building a brand. I mean, you can present that. if you want to be a party DJ, you can have fun mixes and you can have crazy shit going, videos going on all the time. If you are serious about a certain sound, I mean, you could just be all just about that music and pushing that sound. I mean, that's the coolest part about it. It's a journey for yourself, and it's building an identity. You know what I mean? Something that you're proud of, and yeah, like it's all part of the process. It really is. So I think you got to think about it as well. Like really think about it. Don't just do something that you think everyone is gonna like. It's gonna make you popular. It's not the case. Like the coolest thing you could do is just be yourself.
Yeah, that's really, really good advice too. A friend of mine, Kane Little Fritter, he's very good friends with Fisher.
Yeah.
And that's what Fisher was saying for his social media. He's just being himself, and
exactly, man.
That's why everyone's just loving it,
100%. And that's what I mean. Like people can tell like when someone's full of shit, and that's what I mean, man. Like they don't last. It doesn't last long, because you'll soon see how many people out there are full of shit. Like, mate, people are genuinely excited to be around people that are passionate and are just being themselves and just love it, because people love seeing that. They love seeing someone love something, and it's infectious, man. Like that's simple as that.
I could not agree more. And last but not least, what is your absolute favorite dance move?
Oh Jesus! I have this thing.
Sprinkler? Is it the shopping trolley?
I'd probably have to say I don't usually dance unless I don't know I'm dancing. so I'm on like if I'm dancing, it means I'm on another level. But I'd have to go with good old Sprinkler. You can't beat that.
Yeah, so good.
I don't have the problem with the Sprinkler. They can beat
it. I reckon. They're definitely not cool if they don't like the Sprinkler. Nice. Well, that pretty much wraps it up for today, man. So thank you so much for coming on the Artist Interview Series. I think a lot of people will benefit, and a lot of new DJs, from your insights. And, man, you're awesome. Keep killing it.
Thanks so much. Appreciate it.
All right. Cheers, brother. I will chat to you soon.
Good, man.